Hi guys, so today we'll be solving this problem called ambiguous coordinate. Let's solve it. We had some two-dimensional coordinates like 1, comma 3 or 2, comma 0 0.5. Then we removed all commas, decimal points and spaces and ended up with the string s. Okay, the string s is here. Return a list of strings representing all possibilities for what our original coordinates could have been. Our original representation never had extraneous zeros, so we never started with number like 0, 0, 0.0, 0.00, 1.00, 0.1, 0, 0, 0.1, or any other number that can be represented with less digits. Also, a decimal point within a number can never occurs with at least one digit occurring before it, so we never started with number like 0. Okay, the final answer list can be returned in any order. Also note that all coordinate in the final answer have exactly one space between them. So we've been given a string and we need to return all possible order in which that string can be written. So we need to either do it with commas, or maybe we can use a decimal point, and we need to separate them by spaces. So for example, in 123 we see that 1 comma 2 3 can be separated by a comma. 12 comma 3 can be separated by a comma. Similarly, 1.2 comma 3 can be separated by a comma, and 1 and 2.3 can be separated by a comma. So we need to separate it by certain digits which they form, and we need to identify how many combinations are possible and put them in a sort of a list and then return it. So we can do this problem by iterating through all the combinations which are possible for a string, and there are no you know proper constraint that has been given for this problem. Therefore we will go with the brute force approach. So let me just code that part, and I'll be explaining how we can do it. We'll be using three loops to identify a number of combinations which are possible here. So let's code it, and I'll explain that along with it. So first we need to create a result. Let me just take the size of the string. Now we know that the first character is a, a open round bracket. So let's just skip that and start from 1 less than, and the last character is also a closed bracket. So n minus 2 I plus plus. Now let's create uh, one more loop saying that let's create the function which will take care of the cases we need to consider for separating these strings. So for example, if we have a string, we need to identify in which case does it lie, and I'll be talking about those cases in a while. Let's just code the part for the main function. So for auto and y, f dot substring I plus 1 till n minus 2 minus I. Okay, now we've separated the strings into different parts. Okay, first is from was 1 to I, and I to I plus 1 to till the time we see a round bracket, closing round bracket before that. So now we just simply take the combination of both of these and put them together. So x plus comma y, and we return the result. Let's come to the spice of the problem, which is identifying the cases. So let me create the function string f string s. Now in this one, we need to check if the size is equal to 1, if the string size is equal to 1, or we also need to check if s of 0 is not is equal to equal is not equal to 0, because 0 will have other cases as well. We can't put 0 here, like 1 can be there but 0 can't be there, so trailing zeros wouldn't be allowed, right? So we need to check for that, and we need to, let me just create the result array here also. String result dot pushback s. Now I run a for loop for checking the conditions. Here I check if, okay, if s of 0 is equal to 0 and I is not equal to 0. Okay, is one of the cases, and s dot back is equal to 0. At this time we just continue, we do not put the string in the result array, result vector. Otherwise we push back uh, s dot substring from 0 to I plus 1, and we make a full stop in between them, and s dot substring I plus 1 till the end. Okay, now this will cover all the cases that we need to consider for putting this string in the vector. So what we are doing here is that we are checking if the first character is 0, and we make sure that I is also not equal to 0. At that time we continue, we do not need to put that in the result vector, because 0 wouldn't amount to anything, and unless we have some uh, you know a digit after it. So s dot back is equal to 0, so this will be continued. Okay, otherwise we put a condition where we need to take the 0 to I plus 1 elements and put a decimal point between them, and uh, elements from I plus 1, characters from I plus 1 till the end, to the other part of the decimal point. So this will work. Let's run the code to see if everything is working fine. hmm Okay, we need to put one more. We need to put one more closing bracket here. That should work. Yes, that works. Let's run the code. Okay. hmm Where did we go wrong? Mm, hmm. Okay, this would be two all conditions. Yeah, that is accepted. So I hope you guys understood the problem. It is you can understand this problem very intuitively if you understand the cases well. So just try to understand the cases, and this is the uh, a brute force way to iterate through all the possible ways to get the answer. So do solve it. Thank you.